Our next story is about Africa and Russia. President Vladimir Putin is making another play for the continent. He just held a summit in the resort town of Sochi. Russia invited ministers and business leaders from several African nations. They held talks with their Russian counterparts and worked on new deals. Moscow is calling the summit a major win. They say it has dashed Western plans to isolate Russia, and Putin is not done yet. He plans to deepen the relationship with Africa. He has promised to provide total support to Russia's friends in the continent. Here's our report.
Russia is courting Africa. A summit took place over the weekend, the Russia-Africa Partnership Forum. It was held in the Russian city of Sochi. It's a resort town on the Black Sea. That is where Russia laid out the red carpet for ministers and business delegations from Africa. Russia's foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, was in charge of the summit, and yesterday he conveyed President Vladimir Putin's words to his audience.
I would like to reiterate that our country will continue to provide total support to our African friends in different sectors, ensuring sustainable development, the struggle against terrorism and extremism, combating epidemics, food problems, and the consequences of natural disasters.
Putin has promised that he will continue to provide total support to Russia's friends in Africa. And Russia does have a lot of friends there. Let's look at the Sahel states first. Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger. These three nations saw military coups recently. They are now ruled by military juntas. The juntas have shunned their traditional partnership with their former colonial overlord, France. Instead, they have all turned to Russia for support.
And today, Africans and Burkinabes are rediscovering Russia as a world power, as a partner we can work with.
From now on, we're not going to take our instructions from Paris, Washington, or anywhere else. We want respectful partnerships, sincere partnerships, win-win partnerships.
Respect and a win-win partnership. That is what the Sahel states want, and that is why they have turned to Russia. Moscow has soldiers in these countries, mercenaries who are helping them fight against religious extremists. France, the US and other Western nations had partnered with the Sahel states before the coups. But the juntas believed that the West wasn't doing enough, which is why they turned to Russia. And there's an additional advantage. Moscow isn't the type to lecture any government, whereas the West is known for its sermons. So it's clear who the Sahel juntas prefer. And it isn't just them.
Yeah, Russia, it's a good country for us. Besides that, President Putin, he understands the Africans. He is pro-us, pro-Africans. So this is why I personally align with the Russians.
Lesotho, Nigeria, Ethiopia, multiple Central African states. All of them sent their delegations to Sochi. They are all keen to work with Russia. This is a diplomatic win for Vladimir Putin. Ever since the war in Ukraine began, the West has been trying to isolate Russia, but it clearly hasn't succeeded. This weekend's event was the second high-profile summit hosted by Russia in a month. Putin held the BRICS summit in late October in the city of Kazan. And now we have this Russia-Africa Partnership Forum in Sochi. Both events catered to the global south. They were a way for Russia to try and reshape the current world order and pitch for a multipolar world instead of one dominated by the West. And by the looks of it, Moscow is well on its way to doing that.